All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on what I heard one of the elders from London talking about, where you had an Edomite talking about, oh, what would happen if you took all of the so-called African Americans, right, all the so-called black people out of America, right? And he already broke down enough things anyway, right? But when I pretty much first heard him say that in the video of the elder, like I was thinking, man, the Israelites being in America is the only reason why Babylon the Great has not even been destroyed yet, right? And that's what these Edomites don't understand. The Israelite presence in America is the only reason why Yahweh hasn't rained down fire from heaven and just destroyed that whole place, because he doesn't want to harm any of the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, let me go to this right here, man. Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Now that's talking about coming out of that place, Babylon the Great, with your mind first, right? Like don't make your thought process be the same as what's going on in that place. Think about the heavenly things, which it can be hard to do sometimes. But even when the Israelite sins of the elect, their mindset is still on, man, in the kingdom, I won't do that. In under the new covenant, I won't even think about sinning. Right? That's what an Israelite of the elect will know and understand, man, that we're like Paul was saying, in this body of death. Now, let me go to this here, because you got these Edomites that they say all of these things in their pride, running their mouth all the time, right? And they think they know what they're talking about. They don't know nothing. Right? They don't know nothing, man. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed Amashayach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our brethren, which accused them before our power day and night. This isn't even the scripture I was looking for, man. Salakia. Although it's still a good scripture, though. I'll read verse 11 as well. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, and by the word of their testimony, which is the true doctrine concerning Yahweh Shai, concerning the Edomites, concerning predestination, concerning the MOTB, concerning prophecy, ultimately. And they love not their lives unto the death. So all these people talking of all this, man, we don't even like this world, man. I'll speak for myself in this regard, man. The only thing really keeping me going in from day to day is the hope that I get to see the day when you Edomites lose all your power and realize that you ain't who you thought you was. And when you see us get changed from what you tried to make us be into what we really are, the look on their face in that day is way more something to look forward to than the multiple wives thing. Because the multiple wives thing, to a certain degree, a man could get away with doing it on this earth right now. In some kind of way, a man can have multiple women in this world right now, but a man can't see the Edomite's face change and be completely humbled and their face turn to paleness when they realize that these people that they was antagonizing, that they live around, that was trying to bear false witness against, that was trying to spy on, that was doing all these weird things that these Edomites do to us, right? They're gonna find out in that day that they're gonna be jacked up, man. Right? They're gonna know that they're about to receive a whole bunch of pain. Right? Now, let me go to this. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour there was a great earthquake. So they're talking about, oh, what would happen if you took out all of the African Americans out of America? Mate, the place would get destroyed. If every single so-called African American right now, every single Israelite, right, every single Negro, Latino, Native American, and all the ones that are scattered that are Israelites among that place right now, left America right now, there'd be no reason why Yahweh would not just destroy that place. There'd be no reason. But he's kept them there because he wants to fulfill prophecy in a certain specific way. But there'd be no need for them to stay there. Just like how a lot of people don't even understand this. We know, as Israelites, we know this, man, that based on the prayer that Solomon made for the children of Israel, if every single Israelite turned east, wherever they are right now, and all of them prayed, right, at the exact same time, Yahweh would take Esau down right now and give us the kingdom. Now that's a difficult thing to do, though. Damn near impossible. Just like how it's impossible for Esau to search out the heavens, right, and to search out the foundations of the earth beneath, so that Yahweh can cast away the children of Israel. We can't be cast away. Just like how we can't fulfill prophecy in our own way, right? We can't make it go the way how we want it to go. We can't skip the timeline or speed up the timeline. The timeline is the timeline, right? Verse 13, in the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a tenth part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the women were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. So they're talking about, oh, what would happen if the Israelites, if the so-called black people got taken out of America? This is what's going to happen. When the ICBMs get shot off at America, right, all the Israelites that are not supposed to be, that are not destined to be destroyed, are going to get taken out of America, right, and get beamed up in them chariots, and the whole land of America is going to become destroyed. There's not going to be no one to live there no more, right? And if you consider this, there's always been Israelites in America, pretty much, right? There's always been Israelites there. There hasn't always been Edomites there, though, right? The Israelites were there first, the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Issachar, right? And several of the other tribes was in there as well. But the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Issachar were the main ones that inhabited that landmass, right? The northern kingdom, to shorten it down, right? But the Esau, he wasn't always there. So they're talking about, oh, what would happen if you took this and took that out of there? Mate, you don't want to know. You think you want to know about that, but you don't want to know, because what's going to happen is all what's written in Revelation 18 is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen when the Israelites are no longer in America. That place is going to be getting destroyed. That's what's going to happen. In fact, let me get another prophecy on that. They're talking about, oh, what would happen? What happened to Egypt when the Israelites got taken out of there? What happened? Did they have the same glory right now as what they once had? No. Do the Babylonians have the same glory what they once had, since the Israelites weren't there no more? What about the Persians? What about any of these nations that have had power over the Israelites at one time or another? Did they end up better off after the Israelites left, or did they end up better because the Israelites had their presence there? It's the Israelites that are the main reason why people live in glory in America. That's the main reason. When people think of America, they're really thinking of the things that Israelites have did to make that place seem cool, man. They're thinking of the things Israelites have did to make that place be what it is. And it's easy to say, oh, what would have happened? What would America be like if so-called black people left now? But what would America be like if you Edomites never went over there in the first place? What would America be like then? If no so-called white people ever went there, ever stepped their dirty, ugly feet on that place, what would America be like then? Because it's easy to try and just assume that you would have that you're the reason why that place is technologically advanced, but you're not all up in China like that, and they're better than you at that stuff. So why do you assume that your presence is what makes everybody be able to do this and do that, when the Chinese can do that technology thing better than you can? They've got better quality things in the technology game than you. So if they can do it, and they're not a greater nation than the Israelites, what the hell would the Israelites have been doing? What the Native Americans have did with America, should you Edomites have never went over there? Because now we'll never be able to know exactly what would have happened with that land, but we're going to know in the kingdom, though, that we're better than you, because we've got an everlasting kingdom and you ain't. And we've been able to get an everlasting kingdom and all the other nations to agree on the way that we're guiding the world, because we're living by what we're saying. Plus, they're going to have to follow those ways too, and they're going to want to, but even if they didn't want to, They're going to be made to, because it's going to be clearly established that the creator of the earth made us be the rulers. So how can you argue with that? How can you argue that the earth that you exist on, the people you're looking at, they've been made to rule, and there's nothing you can do to stop them from ruling over you? And if you try and buck up against them, then they're going to go the same path that you Edomites are going to go, which is complete destruction. But before I get that point, I'm going to read this, Jeremiah 23 and verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all country where I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So what would happen if you was to take all the African Americans, Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, all the Israelites out of America, is that they're going to be taken to their own land and dwell there. And from that point on, they're going to be blessed. That's what will happen. And let me get some, in fact, let me read this first. Isaiah chapter 60, right? Going into how the nation that don't want to serve us, they're going to perish. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So in the kingdom, if any of you nations start getting any funny ideas about how you don't want to bow down, okay. You heard, like Ice Cube said, man, in Friday, right? You heard what happened to the last security guards, right? That's what Ice Cube said in Friday, right? He said, you heard what happened to the last security guards. And in this analogy I'm giving right here, the security guards are going to be Esau. You heard what happened to the last nation that tried to buck up against the Israelites. So why are you trying it for? You heard what happened to the last security guards, right? You heard. So you better just mind yourself, man. Now, let me get this, because they're talking about, what's going to happen. We know what will happen when we get taken out of America. Because the thing is, all the Israelites that live in America, Babylon the Great right now, anyway, they don't want to be there. You think they want to be there? You think we really want to be around you devils? Do you actually really think that? Do you really believe that we care to be around you? If we could go to space right now, knowing for 100% certain that you're not going to ever be able to get to where we're going to get in space and on another planet, we'd go there. I know I'd go. I'd want to go, man. If there was some next planet that would be just like Earth, and we can just go over there, man, and no Edomite can ever get there, I'd be down to go. But unfortunately, there is other planets out there, and you Edomites are not going to be going to them. But Yahweh ain't given us the ability to get to these places yet. We got to stomach you devils for a bit more. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen. So the Israelites are going to be taken from out of America. And I will gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. The only difference is when the Israelites get taken out of their land, they're not going to be going where you devils get to decide they go. Talking about, if you don't like it, go back to Africa. When are you going to go back somewhere when are you going to go back to Mount Seir, man? When are you going to go back to the land of Eden? When are you going to go back, man? The nerve of people that to try and say to somebody in a country that they are not the original inhabitants of, if you don't like it, go back to Africa. Because then what would you say to a Native American then? If you don't like it, where should they go back to? If they don't like you devils, where should they go back to? Because you should be going back to where you're from. But you're such a wicked people that you can never see the hypocrisy in anything you say or in anything that you do, because you make one law and you think that that's for everyone else to follow. I don't have to follow it. That's what they have to follow. You can't even follow your own laws. Because all these Edomites that talk about, chopping hands off and chopping this off because some poor so-called black person that's homeless stole like a I don't know, man, a tuna baguette from Greg's and a lemonade and like a Coca-Cola or something like that, right? Oh, he should have his arms chopped off for that. Okay, so what about when you see an Edomite doing it then? Should they be? All you Edomites that are saying that, okay, that Shiloh woman that she swore at that 5-year-old, and you're saying, he wasn't 5, he looks like he's about 10. Okay then. So if a little 5-year-old Edomite or 10-year-old Edomite goes into a so-called black woman's bag, when she's in the part with her child, what should she call him then? What should she call him, and what should she do to him? Because you Edomites are all of a sudden quick to talk about even self-defense. Oh, it was self-defense. George Zimmerman. Oh, it was self-defense when he did that to Trayvon Martin. But then when this new guy, this Carmelo guy, and he's saying it was a self-defense, when he does something to somebody, you all say, oh, but he went in the tent. Okay, didn't George Zimmerman follow someone? Didn't he follow somebody around? But you can never see it from the other person's point of view. You're just hypocrites, man. And you want the law to be done a certain way, but then when you commit the same crime, you don't want it to be done that way. And that's why you Edomites are so dumb, because you Edomites will try and call for the MOTB. Oh yeah, they should track people. They need to start tracking people, right? But then you don't understand that you're going to be tracked by it as well, because you're dumb. But then at the same time, you're talking about IQ when you're stupid yourself. You Edomites ain't got no business talking about anything about intelligence, man. I don't know why you try and do that. When most of the thing, all that lefty and they don't know what a woman is. That's you people that are pushing them ideas out there. That's what your people are doing. That comes from your people. All this whole unaliving of children in the womb, that's an idea that your people put out there, because you've made people be so poor, right, that they don't think that they can look after a child, so they unalive the child. And that was something that your people specifically made to try and depopulate so-called black people. So don't try and act like you're so righteous, because you're not. Don't dare. And then you want to talk about criminals among so-called black people, but the people that you vote to be presidents for you are criminals. So what are you talking about? Like, what are you on about? The people that you celebrate in your culture are criminals. But then you'll talk about the German man with the mustache, like, oh, he's so dodgy. But that's what you are to us. You're the German man with the mustache to our nation. So what are you talking about, man? You don't like the German man with the mustache because you say he's this and you say he's that. But you're like that German man with the mustache to us. So don't try it, man. But let's continue back on this. I digress. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen. So we're going to be taken from, the Israelites are going to be taken from America. The so-called black people are going to be taken out of America, all of them. Or they're going to be staying in there to get destroyed in the lake of fire, along with all you Edomites that are there too, that are not of the elite class, along with many other heathen nations that are going to go through that as well. And gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. So what happens when we get taken out of America? Well, we get clean water sprinkled on us. We get cleansed, right? We get cleansed from all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. So that don't sound like bad things. So they're talking about, oh, you know what? Hey, you know what, man? What would happen if the Israelites get taken about? You know what? The crime rate is going to drop in America. The human crime rate is going to drop in America, because guess what? There's going to come a time when there ain't no humans over there anyway. There's going to be a 0% crimes commit. There's going to be a 0% crimes committed in America, man. Because there ain't going to be no humans over there. So the crime rate is going to drop. You're right about that, you damn devils. It is going to drop. Right? There ain't going to be no Israelites over there. There ain't going to be no one over there. The IQ is going to drop too, though, because there ain't going to be no one over there. Even though all that IQ stuff's BS anyway, that whole IQ thing has been around only since like 1904. So what was people calling themselves to try and show their intelligence before that then? The IQ thing's been around since like 1904. Maybe give or take like a decade or so. But then you got these people trying to talk all this IQ, and they know damn well they ain't did an IQ test themselves. They're just assuming that their IQ is high because they supposedly are white. But if they had a high IQ, they'd be able to look at their skin tone and see that it's pink and red. But they're high IQ though, and they'd be able to look at our skin tone and clearly see that it's brown. But they somehow, when it comes to skin color, it's black. But then they're high IQ though. Yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself, like, the only way how you so-called white people are anything intelligent is when you say that you are. You're the one flattering your own self in your own eyes. Oh, where IQ, high IQ, where this, where that. Mate, anyone can gas at themselves. If I was to write about my own, I could make myself sound like that amazing, mate. But is that the truth though? What other people would see when they look at me would not be what I see when I look at myself. And that's what it is for you Edomites. And then to take it further, what the Heavenly Father sees when he looks at people is not even close to what people can say what they look at themselves, because he knows everything wicked that a person's ever did. And then they think everything wicked that a person's ever thought about doing but maybe didn't do. Then he knows the secret things that they've tried to hide and might have been successfully with hiding from the eyes of man. But they can't hide it from him though, because Yahweh can see through Yahweh can literally use your own eyes as a human to see what you've did. He can see what you did through watching through your eyes. So even in a place where there might have not been no one else living apart from you and the person that you did the wickedness to, or you and the creature that you did the wickedness to, okay, but Yahweh used your eyes to see what you was doing though. Don't you understand that he can do that? What you can see, he can see. But nice try thinking you can escape though. Verse 26, I will also, excuse me, a new heart, and a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I'll take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I'll give you a heart of flesh. So these are some of the things that's going to be happening when we get taken out of America. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. Another thing that's going to happen when the Israelites get taken out of America, or as you call them, African Americans or black people, which they're not the only people that are Israelites. The Mexicans are Israelites and the Native Americans are. But some of them are so bugged out right now themselves that they're going to need to start getting their ass whooped through all this deporting thing, for them to start realizing, man, this is happening to us because we're the Israelites. We need to listen to those so-called black people. We need to stop being ignorant when we've already know it. We've heard it from our grandparents that we are the children of Israel. We're just trying to buck up against it because we want to try and associate more with the so-called white people than with them black people. We hate them because we're against them because they ain't nice to us that much. Y'all are gonna need to fix up too, man. Or you can die in America as well. You can be unalived in America along with Esau and the heathen and all the other Israelites that are gonna be destroyed for not repenting, and then have to come back in the kingdom with shame. Because you're gonna be in the kingdom whether you like it or not, based on the doctrine that we believe. You're gonna be there, either with everlasting shame and contempt or with everlasting life, but you're gonna be there though. Verse 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God. So we ain't trying to want to live long in America anyway. I don't have no desire to go to America. I don't have no desire to go there. I don't want to go to America, right? I don't want to be there, man. I don't like you Americans, especially you Edomite ones, man. I can't stand y'all. I don't like your accents neither. I don't like to see. Don't like to see an American Edomite, man. I can't stand y'all. I think y'all are the damn devil, man. To be honest with you, proud as hell, and about to be humbled in a major way, because you're no different than Pharaoh. All this hype of you talking about your Christians and that. No, you ain't. You're Pharaoh. You're the same thing that Pharaoh was to the Israelites in the past. Verse 30, and I will multiply the fruit of the tree and increase of the field, and ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. And this is what's going to happen among the Israelites. They ain't going to make to talk about how we ain't got this and how we ain't got that, because we're going to have the best of everything. And we're going to even get a portion of the best of what they can get. They ain't going to have no choice but to give it, man. That after that 1,000 years of what we're going to put them through as punishment for what they've did to us now and what they're going to do, right? They're going to know, don't even try a test. But you know what? This is my personal thing, what I'm saying now, man. And this, Lord, when I ain't being proud. But when you read the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, one of the blessings is that your enemy is going to come up against you one way and flee 7 ways. So I still think in the kingdom, the heathen are going to try a thing every now and again. I really think they are going to. I really think they're going to try. They're not going to succeed, but they're going to try and rebel every now and again, just so that we can have some fun and try out these new bodies, man. You know how fun it would be to soccer kick somebody up into the sky so high that they can touch the clouds. That would be funny. Like, that's actually like to be a superhero damn near, or to have superhero strength and have 1,000 people try and fight you. That's funny. That'll be a fun day. Just like how Esau right now, he thinks, oh, if these so-called black people try me, they ain't kind of be able to do nothing because I've got all of these guns. Well, you can only shoot 2 of them at once, mate. Then you have to reload them. But you don't have to reload the Holy Spirit, man. You ain't going to have to reload what we're going to be able to do. Esau has desires right now to try and come up against you, Jakes. And I remember one dream that one of the elders, I think it was Elder Yashawamba from GMS Dallas, and he was talking about a dream that he had where he said that Edomites was in like black, big suits that were bulletproof, and that they were just walking through the streets, taking people out, and that it was like a game to them, right? It was like a game for them to do that, man. That's the kind of things that Esau's got desires to do right now. He thinks it's funny to come up against who he believes are his enemies with wrath. Well, in the kingdom, you heathens are going to try and come up against us, and we're going to think it's fun to take you out for trying to mess with us. Because you're going to keep trying to rebel against whether we're supposed to really be the leaders, even though you're going to know that we are. And some of your own people are going to be like, man, what are you talking, mate? Nah, I'm snitching. some Uncle Tom Ishmaelite and that, or some Uncle Tom Moabite. They're trying a slave rebellion. They're trying to say they've found the golden bow of Ashgadon, and they're saying that if they strike you with that bow, then it's gonna pierce your heart because it's made from a special metal that our forefather Nebuchadnezzar the third, he designed it, and they've went up to the mountains and they've been secretly designing this special bow. Whatever they're going to try and do, man. Or they might think that they've got a certain word. Oh, we found in a dirt patch somewhere that there's a secret another name to the Heavenly Father that the Israelites don't know about. And if you say that name, then the Israelites will just all go back to their sinning state that they was in before. And they're trying to get you, massa. Oh, is that right? Yeah? Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Give him some shiny chains. Man, mate, I think about stuff like this all the time. To be honest with you, like you Edomites, man, and all you heathens, y'all have got your little thing that you want. Oh, I want to have a Ferrari when I'm older. Oh, I want to get a Ferrari in 10 years' time. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, I've got a nice car on finance. Oh, man, I've got a car on finance and I've got a mortgage. And after 40 years, this house is all mine. And now I'm 60, 70 years old. And this house is all mine. Oh, wow, I've made it. Nah, that's dead. We're thinking about chariots, man. Having races against our thousands of suns to try and see who can get to a new planet first, man. On your marks, get set, go. Fast space traveling and that, man. Imagine that. Whipping it through space, dodging meteors and all that. Dodging, trying to see who can get to Pluto first and all this. Just having a space race for the fun of it. A space race for the fun of it, man. Or traveling to a new planet and seeing who can find the most interesting thing. Okay, we'll say 5 days from now, we all meet back here, yeah, and see who can find the most interesting things on this country. Whether it be animals, treasures, resources, fruits, different foods, yeah, different natural resources in this place, different materials to make clothing from. Let's just see who can find the most interesting things. Let's see who can do that. That's fun. These are some of the things that we think about. All this earthly realm stuff. All right, it's cool. Okay, if I have a yellow Lamborghini, okay, you get a few holes in that. Oh, that's cool, right? You get a red Ferrari and that. All right, you get a Gucci belt, Louis belt, and that. You get a Louis V backpack. All right, you get an NBA contract. Oh man, the women are sitting on the sidelines now. oh, she gave you she left you a number. All right, that's all right. But that woman's still just a hoe anyway. But for new women to be formed in a whole new way in this world that are not like that, that are righteous and that only have eyes for you, only, ever. What man's ever experienced that in this world? Where a woman's only ever had eyes for him and only ever has eyes for him for all of her days, and her days last forever. In this society, a man might have his woman and she kind of deals with him in a certain way when she's in front of him. But when she's going away from him, she's not around him, she's lusting at people at work, she's got a work husband and all this madness. You know what I mean? When she goes out in public, she dresses out to the most swagged out way she can. And when she comes home, she's putting on comfortable, inflated parachute shorts on her madness and it. You know what I mean? She's wiping off all of her whole makeup, all of it, putting on oversized t-shirt that are creased. All kind of things in this world, but it's the most swagged up way when they're out in public. But then when they come home, now it's the worst way. And men can say that they ain't ever seen a woman do that if they want to lie, but they've seen it though. You know what I mean? They've seen it that be done, man. This world's off, and we ain't got thoughts for a permanent time in this world. We ain't. And you people can laugh whatever you want to laugh. You can laugh, oh, they ain't high IQ, or look at the way they talk. Look at the way you talk. You ain't as smart as you think you are. And the fact that you have to lie to make your society, to make yourself seem like you're better than you are, shows that you're a piece of garbage yourself. Because you've had to lie about all the things that you're trying to say you are. You can't tell the truth about what you want to do. You have to lie. You can't just admit we don't like these people and they ain't really doing as much crime as we say they are. We really just don't like them and we want to get rid of them and want to take them out. You can't just admit even though that's the truth. You have to lie and say, oh, this person's a savage, this person's high IQ, low IQ. You have to say all these things. But it's getting to where people are starting to see that you're the one that's the low IQ, man. You are. And as you start making and trying to come for the Israelites, well, all your other enemies are going to realize, okay, they're busy. They're busy trying to worry about trying to take these Israelites out. So while they're busy, we're going to build up and start getting ready to take them out. They're stretching themselves too thin. They've got too much going on. They've got enemies in their own country with these Israelites that they put in slavery. So then people are naturally wanting to seek revenge, which would really be justice, by the way. Then they've got enemies with Russia. Then they've got enemies with China. Then they've got enemies in Gaza. Then they've got enemies amongst their own selves as well. Then they've got enemies amongst all the EU nations. They've just got enemies upon enemies. You Edomites are doing too much. Verse 31, then she remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good. So we're going to have to remember what we did wrong. So all the things that you Edomites try and point out that we did wrong, you think we don't know that. But what about what you've did wrong, though? Do you ever talk about what you've did wrong? Or do you always try and scapegoat us? And shall loathe yourself in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations, and ye shall, and your abomination, not for your sakes do I this, saith Yahweh power, be it known unto, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. And that's another thing that we have to accept, that Yahweh is doing this because he wants to, not because of us. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the way shall be builded. So we're going to be fine after we get taken out of America. That's not what you think. You think we'll be swinging on trees in Africa and all this bullshit. That's what you claim to be the case. But that's not true though. But that's what you claim. And the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden. So we're going to be all right, man. The kingdom of heaven, the land that we're going to be living in, the land that we're going to dwell in, we're going to make it be like the Garden of Eden. You know how heavy that is? It's going back to the times in the beginning, which is what Genesis means, by the way, in the beginning. We're going to be going back to like that. You Edomites ain't like that right now. Y'all can't even match the things that the Egyptians did, man. Y'all are struggling to even compete with China right now. With your high IQ self, supposedly, y'all can't even do what China's doing right now. Y'all ain't got no cars that are doing tank turns. They have. Y'all ain't got no cars, to my knowledge, that are floating on water. But the Chinese have got it, though. So you can't even compete with them. And the waste and desolate ruined cities shall become fenced and are inhabited. And the heathen that are round about you shall know that I, Yahweh, build the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I, Yahweh, have spoken it and will do it. And part of those heathen are going to be you Edomites as well in that time. So all this talk about, oh, what's going to happen if we was not in America? These are the things that's going to happen when we're not in America no more. These are the things. Because after there's never, since there was a place called America, right? There hasn't not been Israelites there. That's what you people don't understand. There hasn't not been people in that land since you Edomites started to call it America. In 1776, there was Israelites in that land. So nice, try with all your pride. But there's been Israelites there ever since you called that place America. And you don't want to find out what will happen when they ain't there. But you're going to have to know what's going to happen, man. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.